Tôi xin trân trọng kính chào quý vị khán thính giả. Thưa quý vị, trong chương trình ngày hôm nay thì chúng tôi xin được phỏng vấn một vị khách quý. Anh là một nam tài tử sinh trưởng tại New York nhưng mà gốc là người Hàn Quốc. Đó là nam tài tử Choi. Cuốn phim mới nhất vừa mới phát hành tại vùng Bắc Mỹ đó là phim mang tên Front Cover. Nên trong chương trình ngày hôm nay chúng tôi xin được tiếp chuyện với Choi bằng Anh ngữ. Và cảm ơn quý vị và mong rằng là quý vị theo dõi chương trình buổi nói chuyện đặc biệt ngày hôm nay.
Yeah, we'll have a go with this right here.
Did you see the latest May we? Yours will definitely be better.
The May we cover, I'm going to give it to Eddie.
But you promised me this issue.
I've got something better for you.
Who is this?
He's an up-and-coming actor in China, don't you know him? He only wants to work with a Chinese person.
Hey, Lion!
So, 我有害. I don't want to wear those Western clothes. I want to represent New China.
Who does he think he is?
Maybe you just need to get to know him better.
What are you doing?
Washing off the grease?
You have an interview next week, so let's just try and work together.
There are way more choices in America, huh?
Made in China, huh?
Try this on.
I want to look strong and manly.
He hates gays. Can't imagine you've never worked with someone gay.
Never someone like you, so no shame.
I can't work with him.
I don't care what you do, just fix it.
Well, Jake, first of all, thank you so much for coming down to our studio down in Orange County, and it's great to have you. How's the trip coming down here? How's everything?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was a smooth ride. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Xin chào
Yes.
and come on
Yes.
for having me. I had to throw the Vietnamese out there, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit when I went to Vietnam. Yeah.
Well, most people, if they don't know you, or maybe a lot of young Vietnamese fans around the country would know you by seeing the commercial, Best Buy commercial with Amy Poehler. Dạ vâng, thưa quý vị, nếu mà quý vị nào có coi đài Mỹ thì quý vị cũng biết là Choi có là đóng một cái quảng cáo cho Best Buy cho Hoa Kỳ, đó là đóng chung với nữ tài tử hài hước Amy Poehler. So before we start on talking your new movie Front Cover, let's talk about working with Amy Poehler for Best Buy commercial. How was that experience?
It's such a invaluable experience. You know, I learned so much on set being with her. She's so funny, but at the same time, you know, she's serious about her work, and you can. Just she's so present moment to moment, and you can always see her gears turning of what can I bring to the table? Like you know, she has all these ideas. You know, even if it's just a commercial, she's so good with comedy and improv, right? And she brings layers to just a Best Buy commercial that you didn't think was possible. And you really had to be present with her and bring your A game and. You know, just go for the ride, you know?
What was it challenging to audition for Best Buy commercial,
Oh,
knowing
yeah.
that Amy Poehler will be one of the lead one?
You know what?
Or they didn't tell you?
They told me at the initial audition, but you know, they had us sign an NDA, right? A non-disclosure agreement, and they said, you know, we have to have you sign this because there is a celebrity. And I knew the casting director very well, so I was like, who is it? Come on, tell me. And she was like, it's Amy Poehler, and it's a Super Bowl commercial. And I was like, whoa, hold on. It's a Super Bowl commercial and with Amy Poehler? All right, cool. So I didn't want to really think about that. What was actually more challenging about the commercial, that audition process, was that they were seeing men, women, black, white, yellow, brown, red, purple, green, all ages, 20 to 40s. So when I got the call back, I was like, oh man, all right, well, I did what I could. And even at the callback, you saw all different kinds of people, different types, genders, races, everything. And also a couple of famous like comedians that you see on like Saturday Night Live and you know whatnot. And I was like, shit, I'm sorry.
That's okay, it's organic.
Like,
Shoot, darn.
I'm not getting this one. And
Oh, really? So in the
oh
back
my
of your
God.
head, thinking you will not get this commercial?
Yeah, because I was sick. First of all, I was sick. It was a Sunday. They never do castings on Sundays usually. And you know, I'm like, look at all these people. You know, look at all these people with with good reputations as being comedians. And so yeah, I went in, did the Skype callback with the director in LA, and he had me go many, many, many times actually. So I was like, okay.
You were in New York when you did this?
Yeah, I was in New York
Oh,
and
okay.
on the Skype, and the Skype connection was so bad that I couldn't really hear Brian's directions. And I'm just trying to get words from what he's saying, and I was like, okay, let me just try a different way because I can't really understand what he's saying because the connection was so bad. And I did it. He had me do it again and again. I hear some laughs in the room in LA throughout the Skype, and I was like, okay, cool. I left.
Not
and
thinking
I
of
thought
anything.
that I was not gonna get it.
Oh.
And I got it. Met with the producer months after I shot the commercial. And he was like, "Yeah, all the other people were too funny, and you were funny, but just enough, and you were very natural, and you look like a natural leading man that can help this woman." And yeah, so we picked you. And Brian loved you. The director, Brian Buckley, he was awesome. Yeah, he was like, he loved you. So yeah.
And speaking of front cover, congratulations on your great performance in this
Thank
movie.
you so much.
I
Thank you.
thought you did a superb job
Thank you.
playing the role of Ryan Fu, a Chinese American born and raised in New York,
Yep,
and also your co-star James Jan. He did really good
Oh,
job
he's
because
amazing.
as I was watching you both perform performances in this film, I was thinking, the fact that he was born and raised here, right? So he has to speak the role and with the Chinese Mandarin accent.
Yes.
I thought that was really hard to pull off.
Oh my God,
And then
yeah.
you played this gay stylist that was, living in New York, loved dating white men. I thought you did such a great job. I'm like, wow, he must have done a whole bunch of research or preparing this role
Yep.
really well. So
Yep.
please share with our viewers the preparation to play this role of Ryan Fu.
Oh man. So he's this stylist. He's a fashion stylist who works at a very esteemed company in New York, which is like the fashion capital of the world, right? And me as Jake Choi, I was actually not too informed or involved in the fashion community in New York before getting this role. And but thankfully, I have a lot of friends who are gay, Asian, and in the fashion industry. So I contacted a few friends. One of them, his name is Jack Lee, and he was so open and very generous. I just kind of like had him over for lunch, took him out to dinner. I wanted to pick his brains. He connected me with other people who are stylists or buyers, and
The way you walk, the way you dress, your character, dead on.
Oh yeah, so like the physicality that I'm
Very important.
Right,
Yes.
absolutely. Without giving too much away,
Yes.
that was another thing that was very important to me to bring Ryan Fu to life was what's his physicality like? Like how does he walk? Well, how does he or even what are his gestures when he walks when he's happy?
And not too flamboyant.
Not too flamboyant, exactly. He has to be a very
Just
real
natural,
human being,
right, yeah,
natural.
yeah.
But I did want to give him specific behaviors and gestures and postures, and depending on how he feels. And this is something that I really, I actually spoke with Ray about a lot. I went home and had to give him a full life, right? To live it on camera. But yeah, so I watched a lot of DVDs that Ray actually gave me. Rachel Zoe Project, which is very, very
Personal,
informative.
right?
Yeah, very good. And I also worked with my gay friends as a bartender for 4 years. So I felt like that was natural prep before I even got the role.
In New York.
In New York, yeah, it was in Hell's Kitchen. So it was just great to observe and learn before I even had front cover. So now it's like, oh, wait a minute. All these things I've observed all over the many years, I can put it into Ryan Fu and not have to be like I'm playing a character. I'm
But
just
you are
actually,
Ryan Fu.
yeah. And my friends are Ryan Fu.
Yes.
All my friends are gay, Asian, dealing with identity and sexuality issues in the commercial world, right? In the mainstream world. And
then home issues,
And
family
exactly,
issues,
family issues, which is-
acceptance by family members,
Right,
not feeling ashamed of who they are. I do have a lot of favorite scenes in this movie. I know I have a whole bunch of all these questions, but one of my favorite scenes in the film was the restaurant, the French restaurant where you
Yeah.
and James' character, and he started asking for like order sake when you guys are at a French restaurant. So I assume like maybe you do know some of your gay friends who like, you know, have stories to share with you.
Oh yeah.
Which scenes, probably more than one, that the director Ray shared with you? Because it took him a while to complete the script. So he said, you know, he would take a break for a while and then come back. And I assume some of the scenes also based on his own experiences.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or the online computer chat scene you
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and another you know, online guy.
Oh,
that was interesting to know as well. I'm like, oh, okay, I can talk to my gay friends now, asking about them about that.
I'll tell you something
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Before I ever shot the movie, before I ever even auditioned for the movie, I had a couple of gay friends who are Asian. I'm gonna call them Gaysians because they're gay and Asian, so they're Gaysian. They actually told me that they would go on the apps called like Grindr or Jacked and all that stuff, and they have told me stories where they go, yeah, you know, actually, even within the gay community, there's like racism, discrimination. I'll go on the app, and a lot of usually white guys will be like, no Asians, no blacks, you know, just white and like Latino. So when I read that on the script, I was like, this is so true. It's so real. You know, and I've heard these stories before.
Sad.
Oh yeah, it's
You know?
so sad. It's
You can't even be who you are for being gay.
yeah,
you know?
and it's like within the gay community
Yeah.
there's marginalization, you know, and racism and discrimination. Yeah.
That's so sad to know. Dạ vâng, thưa quý vị, xin quý vị khán thính giả vẫn tiếp tục giữ màn hình SBTN. Chúng tôi sẽ trở lại phần 2 với nam tài tử Choi nói về cuốn phim mà hiện nay đang chiếu tại một số thành phố tại vùng Bắc Mỹ, New York và LA. Đó là phim mang tên Front Cover.